Now, what in the carnival is going on here? So we are, of course, smack dab in the middle of peak cruising season, that, of course, being summertime. And while all of you out there are looking summertime fine, there are cruisers out there that are making mistakes. Many non-seasoned first-timer cruisers that are unfortunately and inevitably end up being late to the cruise ship, or worst case scenario, they end up being left by the cruise ship and put on video for all of our entertainment, as sad as it is. Now, just last week in a video that went viral for whatever reason, I told you guys about a group of passengers, some poor devils that were in Jamaica, end up getting left by the cruise ship. I went over the whole processy of that whole situation. And now, just 5 days ago, there was a family that ended up being late in the pier runner capital, arguably over in the Caribbean. And well, I'll tell you about the little details and giblets. Just a reminder to all of you guys, I am currently sailing on British Line P&O, by the way. I have my first video up of this adventure on my other second channel, Jay the Nomad. Make sure you guys should check that out. And if you're wondering about the suit here, well, I'm wearing it because I'm representing the United States here over in the British area. Well, we're currently in Norway, but either way, I'm the only American on board. We got an event, and well, of course, I got to make sure I try to look somewhat good. Now, this unfortunate and possibly even entertaining, but yet valuable clip allegedly took place right at the start of Freedom Month on July 1st. We had a family of 3 that were in, like I said, and arguably, at least I would say, probably at least one of, if not the pier runner capitals of the entire world, Cozumel, Mexico. I'll explain why in some details in a second here. But this family was allegedly sailing on board the Carnival Vista. This ship cost $780 million to build, launched in the year 2015, and holds 4,000 passengers. Now, if all the other, well, let's say about 4,000 passengers were able to make it back on time, why couldn't this couple here? Is it because they decided to book an excursion with, let's say, a company that isn't affiliated with the cruise line? I seriously doubt it. I have made videos of tons and tons of pier runner events here on this channel for the past couple years, and most of the time it is in Cozumel or Nassau, Bahamas. However, I would argue that Cozumel provides the perfect view from the bar area over at Margaritaville all the way over to where the ships are, especially if there aren't a lot of ships in port that day. Now, you gotta ask the question, why do things like this happen? In this situation, this family thankfully made it back, according to the video and the commentators, on time before the ship left. However, it's still a very unfortunate situation. Typically, when you don't have a family, there are a lot of people that like to go to, I would argue, the most popular all-inclusive in all of Cozumel, Mr. Sancho's. Not a bad deal. A lot of people go there. They want a hassle-free experience. They can lounge around, drink, and eat to their heart's content, and maybe ride a jet ski or two. It's a nice place to be. A lot of people go to Margaritaville. You have a lot of people that go to all of the bars and little giblets of places that are available for you to indulge in over in Cozumel. And usually all the stuff over there is for a pretty reasonable price, I would argue. This family here, maybe they were busy shopping around. They probably went to an all-inclusive and then decided to go do some last-minute tourist-like shopping, and unfortunately they either lost track of time or what have you, and they end up being left. The lady, as you can see in the video, lost her hat, and they told the child to just keep going, go without them, and let everybody know that there are 2 parents that are irresponsible at that need to also get on the ship. Now, I would say the only sad but funny part about this is the fact that the child is running. It's something about a little kid running for their dear life that is absolutely hilarious. I wouldn't say dear life, right? Unless they're truly in harm's way, it is pretty funny. I'll be honest with you guys. I always say that there is the argument some people don't see it as funny, some people see it as, well, disappointing, or some people think it is something that shouldn't be made a mockery of. However, from my understanding, like they said, they did make it back to the ship, which does make it funny to me. A reason for this conundrum possibly taking place is that people lose track of time. You see, whenever you go to a lot of these ports out here, there is ship time and there is the land time. A lot of people tend to not really pay attention and they mix the two. I would argue that that is completely on them, because the cruise lines repeat it over the intercom on multiple occasions. They also let you know as soon as you are disembarking the ship to go enjoy the ports of call and the island. So whenever that does happen, that is 100% on the passengers. I seriously doubt this is a situation where these passengers booked an excursion and, well, let's say maybe they were taking a golf cart ride or something, I don't know, around to the other side of the island, had a flat tire and they end up being late. I don't think that's the situation. I always say, a lot of people say it's not funny because they could have had an injury or something of that nature. I would always say when those things happen, make sure you go contact the proper authorities. If you've been robbed, which is very rare, especially over in Cozumel, crime is like zero over there. A lot of people freak out about Cozumel because it's Mexico. For some reason, people actually believe that the cartel are going to kidnap you over in Cozumel. True story. I promise you, I hear something similar to this every time I get over to Cozumel. People are legitimately saying they don't want to leave the cruise port, or they just simply want to go from a taxi to the all-inclusive, or only book an excursion in order to explore Cozumel through the cruise line. It's absolutely crazy to me. You are perfectly safe in Cozumel. I have not only been there on a cruise, I have been over there to go get my scuba diver certification, and I go there often just to kind of hang around. I've been walking around there without cruise ships at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning till the sun comes up. You guys are gonna be fine over in Cozumel. The problem with Cozumel is that, like I said, everything there is relatively affordable and inexpensive, especially, of course, all of the drinks, the liquor, the alcohol, the feel-good juice, the liquid courage, which causes a lot of people to, well, just kind of lose track of time, become irresponsible, and unfortunately and inevitably at times be late for the cruise ship, even miss the thing from time to time. One thing I have noticed when it comes to cruise ships docking over in Cozumel, depending on the cruise line, I would say like a Celebrity or a Virgin Voyages, they will stay there just about all day. I believe when I was there, we stayed there from like 7 in the morning until like 6:30 at night, allotting people plenty of time to go get drunk, do what they need to do, get their tan on, go buy all the white Hennessy that they want, and then make it back to the ship without a rush. Over the past couple years, I've also noticed that a lot of ships tend to stay there a little bit longer past their call time, meaning, let's say, for example, if you're on a Carnival ship and the call time to be back on the ship through the gangway is 4:30, I've seen them leave the gangway open another 10, 20, even 30 minutes because they do assume that there are going to be inevitably some stragglers, and they know that walkway is usually pretty long, so they do give people that opportunity to be late if they're going to be late. However, that's no reason for you guys to take advantage of it. Be an adult, keep track of the time, and make sure you are back on the ship on time because you don't want to get left. I explained this last time. You get left, it is going to cost you some money. Either you're going to have to fly to the next port of call, given that you have your passport. If you don't, now you got to go to the U.S. Embassy, and it's going to cost you all kinds of fees and problems that you simply do not want to deal with. You got to fly back to the home port, wait for the ship to get back over Miami, grab all of your things there, then book another flight. Again, it's a hassle that you should avoid because, well, you're on vacation. You want to be able to relax. But either way, guys, I don't want to keep rambling on here. Of course, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Hope you guys found this video valuable to some degree. I know I talk a lot. I apologize. Let's try to give you guys some type of value, some type of content that you will find newsworthy or just worthy of your time. I appreciate all of you guys. I love all of you. Hit that like button on your way out. Go check out my other video. And, well, I'll see all of you later. Take it easy.